Good morning. Trying to get everything. Trying to get everything going, and people are contacting me left and right. Um, so, how things going with y'all? We're still on our body clutter journey. I've been staying pretty consistent. My weight's not dropping right now, so I kind of, after 17 days, the initial plunge into low carb has kind of plateaued a little bit, but that's normal. That's normal. I may need to mix things up a bit. I got a crooked. My shoulders don't seem to be kind of where I want them. Anyway, so it may be the pillow I'm sitting on. Let's think about things I can do today to sort of rev up my metabolism and to sort of reboot what I'm doing. I'm probably just going to have a salad for dinner and not anything else. That's my plan right now. So I realize my weight hasn't changed in a week, and because I weighed on Monday of last week and this week too. And then this is just kind of, I may get out and walk down the driveway or something on that order, get the hoe out and go cut some weeds because my yard definitely needs some of that. But the main thing I want to think about is we don't need to beat ourselves up over that number not changing in our on our calendar. See, I keep a calendar in my bathroom, and this is where I chart everything for my body clutter journey. I've got my weight there. I am writing in a pencil every morning. I count my little tokens, my little holy medals that are on my right side of my sink, and I put a big number on my block in pencil. So that's charting my what I'm doing there, keeping up with my water, and it's really helping me to see what I can do. So I got my shirt on wrong, I guess. My collar's crooked. It's a perfectionist in me. I know it. I'm a fidget. I can't help it. It's just who I am. And I love that about me because my husband just laughs up a storm. Now, let's talk a little bit about a first aid kit. A first aid kit for when you're really craving something. You know, we get those cravings and we want to give in to those cravings, but we don't need to give in to those cravings. So how do we handle those cravings? So when you catch yourself wanting to go to the refrigerator and grab something to eat, here's what we're going to do. And this is in our body clutter control journal. And it's a first aid kit for helping to triage what's going on with you. So the first thing we use this little acronym, HALT. So stop. It's HALT. 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 Now, first you're going to ask yourself, are you hungry? When's the last time you had something to eat? Now, yesterday afternoon, I got a little twinge in my stomach, which is good, especially when you're in ketosis. And I realized I needed some nuts. Now, nuts are really, you don't want to eat a whole cup full of them, but you can eat a small handful of them. And Robert had toasted some pecans, and so I had a few of his toasted pecans. Just enough to get a tickle in my throat and start coughing on video. That was the first time I've ever done that. Now, I wasn't starving. I have this system I've been doing, not really eating anything during the day, doing intermittent fasting. Yes, it is a thing. And so I grabbed a handful of nuts. to keep. It wasn't really anything. I needed the nuts for the plumbing issues, and then we were going to dinner. I didn't want to ruin my dinner and not be hungry at dinner and then be really hungry later. So you ask yourself if you're hungry. And if you are hungry, then come up with a good snack. Not that I like snacking, especially when I'm doing intermittent fasting, but just a nice little snack. And that was just enough. It's got good oils in it. It's just wonderful. Now, another thing you can ask yourself, are you angry? You know, has something upset you and you automatically think about food to stuff those feelings of anger? Sometimes we need to write to process this anger. So deal with the anger issues. And if it's justified anger, then so be it. But getting angry only hurts you. Keep that in mind. It only hurts you. Now, are you lonely? H-A, angry, lonely. Are you lonely? Have you talked to anybody today? Have you picked up the phone and called somebody? Have you gone to the coffee shop? I mean, I told a story last month about my friend that I met at the coffee shop, and I sat down in a red chair. There was 2 red wingback chairs in this coffee shop, and it's the coffee shop where Robert and I met. It's not there anymore. It's a wine shop or something now, but it was a coffee shop, and we would go there for a cup of coffee and a scone or something. He liked to eat breakfast there, and some mornings I would go with him to court. And I sat down in this red chair, and she asked me if I would be her red chair friend, and she introduced herself as Kay. Well, my middle name is Kay, and it was just a nice little friendship that sprang up from me sitting down in a chair. And she said that what she did was she was living alone. She had moved here and didn't really know many people, and she decided that she was going to go to some place every day so that if she didn't go, somebody would miss her and the cats wouldn't eat her. She had cats. So that's why she called me her red chair friend. And it was just a sweet thing. Something that you do every day that people are going to notice. People are going to notice. Now, the other is, this goes right along with the whole Fly Lady system. Ask yourself if you are tired. You know, have you been pushing yourself too hard all day long and you haven't taken any breaks? Well, that's not the way Fly Lady works. We take breaks. You may want to do something for 15 minutes and then you sit down and rest for 15 minutes. You take these breaks because if you take care of yourself, you're not going to be so exhausted by the evening. The other thing is our habit of the month. Are you thirsty? Is your thirst playing havoc with your hunger sensation? Your body's craving something. Is it water? So think hard about if you're hungry or thirsty. And sometimes just drinking a glass of water will stop that hunger. And it will help you. Now today, I only had 5 glasses of water in my bathroom yesterday. So today I am hyper focused on my water. Because I feel like that's probably the reason my weight hasn't changed this week from last Monday. So what I want to do today is every time I go in the bathroom, I'm going to have 2 small cups of water. That's probably around 12 to 16 ounces that I'm drinking at one time, and that's fine. So that's how you deal with these cravings that come up on us, and you don't know where they're coming from. Now, sometimes a craving can be a good thing, like when you're pregnant. Now, we got a question yesterday from a lady who is pregnant. Don't be doing no strange dieting stuff if you're pregnant. Do you hear me? Your doctor may put you on low carb if you are dealing with gestational diabetes, but you have to talk to your doctor about everything, because that baby's little life depends on you taking care of you. And staying hydrated is one of the key things when you're pregnant, because getting dehydrated can cause a lot of problems. So stay hydrated, and especially after the baby comes, you got to stay hydrated, especially if you're nursing. That's one of the key things. You have to drink water every hour to keep that milk going. And that milk is the lifeline for Munchkin. So listen to your body. Now, when you're pregnant and you crave stuff, we all had weird cravings. One of my cravings was stewed okra and tomatoes. And I made myself sick with it. And I probably haven't eaten it in 40 years. Almost 44 years. Until they got it on our buffet at the Chinese restaurant. Stewed okra with garlic. And I like it, but I'm having to limit myself to 8 pods, because last week I ate more than that, and it wasn't a pretty picture. So, taking care of yourself is a good thing. It is really a good thing. And staying hydrated is our habit for this month. So, everybody, focus on getting your water in. Put some pennies on your bathroom counter. Put a pretty cup in your bathroom and drink a cup. And it doesn't have to be a big cup. It's just a cup of water every time you're in there. And I try to drink 2 cups before I leave the bathroom in the morning after getting dressed. 2 cups. 2 cups. So, folks, that's my body clutter tip for the day. I know, it's awful, Carol. But it's really good if you need help with the plumbing, if you know what I mean. So, what are you having for dinner? Does anybody know? I figured out I'm going to have a salad today. I'm going to have a salad with a piece of salmon for dinner. That's what I want. Been eating a lot of fish here lately. But I love having your screenshot a glass of beautiful water. My screenshot is the one with a glass of ice water with lemons and limes sliced thin in the water around the edge of the glass. And it makes me want... Well, put you a pitcher of water in your bathroom that you like the taste of. Fill a pitcher up and put it in your bathroom. And put a lid on it. Well, stuffed quesadillas would not be on my menu plan because it's got carbs in it. A quesadilla has about 25 grams of carbs. And macaroni and cheese, I don't even want to think about how many carbs are in macaroni and cheese. If somebody would look that up, that would help us. I am doing less than 30 grams of carbs a day. That's it. That is it. So, folks, know what's for dinner and stick to your plan and recognize what your body's telling you. Let's just say, we've been brainwashed by commercials on TV, and we can stop. We can stop this. So have you made your little bowl of things to how to redirect yourself when you've got a craving or an urge to go stand in front of the refrigerator and fill your mouth? Have you got a supply of good snacks? Nuts, almonds, you name it, some kind of nut will work. I don't trust the things that say they're low carb. I had a friend from South Carolina who did tests on all this stuff, and those low carb stuff, they usually raised his our gluten free stuff. They had a lot of sugar in them, so I have to be careful with low carb stuff. I don't really trust it at all. Now, I do get a little carb if something's been breaded. Like I had some fish that was breaded with coconut last night. There was probably some carbs in that. I'm trying to be real careful and eliminate. I didn't even have sushi last night, and that's one of my favorite things. So for me not to have sushi when I go to Chinese is it's not normally me. And I know me, and I'm the sushi queen. But I don't eat the cooked stuff. Sushi is a rice sandwich. But I decided I didn't want to add that rice to my system. But my inflammation is gone. My rings are loose, which is wonderful, and I don't feel tight. I don't feel tight, and I like the way things are going. I've made low carb sushi with rice cauliflower. Oh my goodness, you're brilliant. You're absolutely brilliant, Jennifer. I love that idea. I may have to get me some seaweed and do it myself with your wonderful idea of rice cauliflower. That's just brilliant. Anyway, we can cook things for our families. I mean, I go to a restaurant with Robert and I know what I can eat and what I can't eat. Well, that's good, Melanie. Not eating any rice or grits. Or no bread or grits. That's real good. Bacon is my friend. Yes, it is. When you're low carb in it, but you can't eat a whole pound of bacon. You can have 2 pieces or 3 pieces, but not a whole pound of bacon. Hey, Conda. Anyway, I'm going to get a supply of cauliflower rice. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to mess with making it myself, but I might get some frozen. So everybody have a good day. Today is Monday. This week we are in our master bedroom. We're going to spruce it up. I've written a great article about how to decorate on a shoestring. And I think it's coming out tomorrow, but I'm not certain. I wrote it yesterday. But let's get our bedrooms looking wonderful, because that's our place where our body heals. So let's clean out from under our beds and get, the air flowing in there, open up the curtains. There is we're going to make this room feel a little different. I want you to go into your linen closet and get some of your sheets that you have that somebody gave you that are old-timey. Or go to your mother's house and grab some of hers, because she's got some pretty sheets that hadn't been used. And just get the flat sheet, and you can put that flat sheet over the top of your regular sheets. And then you got a nice, crisp, clean. You may want to iron it to make it look pretty. And put that over your bed so that it looks white and pretty and cute. I mean, some of those old sheets are just absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at your comments. Um, we're going to change the way this room looks. If you've got heavy drapes, let's think about taking those drapes down and taking them outside and shaking them real well, and maybe folding them up and putting them in the closet, back in the linen closet for a little while, and just put your shears up. I mean, all I have is shears on this window over here, little green shears, but I've got some white shears I can put there, and change out the shears a little bit. And then, because that's the window that's on the front of the house, and sometimes that bright light, I used to have my chair in front of that window, and that brightness would just blow. I would be silhouetted. So that's why I put the shears up. But none of my other windows have curtains at all, because I live in the middle of 10 acres of forest, and it's absolutely beautiful. And just the easiest remodel of all that you can do is to get the clutter out of the room. If you have a desk in your room and it's piled high, let's focus on getting that desk out of there. Yeah, you heard me. Get that desk out of there. Unless you want to use it for a vanity, and then you could put a curtain over. You could put a pretty sheet over it, and it become your vanity. With a mirror, you set a mirror on your vanity, and then you're not going to put papers on it. Don't have any work. Don't have any suitcases. This is a feng shui thing. Don't have any suitcases in your bedroom, because that gets you uneasy when you sleep. And get the clutter out from under your bed, and let's clear off all the flat surfaces in our bedrooms so that this room feels wonderful. If you can take the desk out of there, that's a good thing too. But I want you to replace it with a chair that is comfy. Like if you've got a chair that doesn't really get sit in much in your living room or in other part of the house, put that chair in there. Oh, if you have a chair with clothes all over it, you need to start peeling those clothes off of that chair, and they probably need to go into the laundry. So put them in your hamper, and let's get that room cleaned off. Now, if you have a treadmill in your bedroom, you got to take that thing out of there too and find another place for it, because it becomes a clothes horse. So let's get those things out of our bedroom, and let's turn our bedroom back into the oasis that it needs to be for you to rest well. I know you can do this. I've done it. And if you don't get all hung up on wanting to paint and redo the whole room at one time. A bookcase full of candles. Oh, that would scare me if I lit them all because they might burn the top shelf above it. So let's just baby step our way, one little thing at a time. My goal today is to dust the surfaces in my bedroom, and that means everything has to come off of it, off of the flat surfaces. Not dirty clothes. Well, I don't want everybody to just go in and start pulling everything out of their closets. We're just looking at the surface of your bedroom, the flat surfaces in your bedroom today. Just deal with what's on those flat surfaces. Set your timer for 15 minutes. I've lost my timer. Where's my timer? Yeah, I found it. Anyway, set for 2 minutes. Just do 2 minutes. Try 2 minutes. That could be fun. So, everybody, you got your marching orders today. You know what's for dinner. You're going to drink your water, and you're going to, at the top of every hour, you're going to go in your bedroom and see what it is you can make this bedroom a little bit better. Oh, that's good. They're fake candles. Yep. I like battery-operated candles because I have a tendency. I like battery operated candles and those little tea lights because they burn out and go away. And they burn for 4 hours. So let's clear out our bedrooms. And what is your daily carb intake? About less than 30 grams is my goal. And some days I get a whole lot less than that. But my goal is less than 30 grams. So I'm not being so much low carb that I can't live with it. Do you hear me? If I tried to make it too stringent, I wouldn't do it. And then I would throw the baby out with the bathwater because I know me. That's what Michelle used to say all the time. I know me. I live with me every day. So folks, everybody have a good day. We're going to focus on our master bedrooms today. And let's be kind to ourselves. My sister reminded me, she showed me a t-shirt this morning, and she reminded me of my grandmother. And my grandmother used to have this saying. And this t-shirt was a similar saying, but it was a negative way to do it. And I can't remember what the t-shirt said, but I'll always remember what my grandmother said. And my grandmother said, pretty is as pretty does. Now think about that for a second. Pretty is as pretty does. That's such a positive way. Get out there today and do something nice for somebody else. Be kind. Give someone a compliment. If you want compliments, give compliments. If you want affection, give affection. If you want love, you've got to give love. Now, it starts with loving yourself. Yes? And I'm going to love you until you get this. I love you, and I want you to love yourself. Pretty is as pretty does. Love is an action word. Do something loving for you. Drinking your water is loving for you. So, everybody, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all.